This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works, with meteorologist CJ Cartledge.
And good morning, everyone. I'm First Alert Meteorologist CJ Cartledge here. Welcome everyone on to YouTube, as well as Facebook, as well as the KSLA News 12 app here. I hope you guys have a great start to your Wednesday. It's a bright and sunny day across the Arklatex for the most part here. We did start out with some sunshine for some of the Arklatex, with some clouds moving past here, but nothing to obstruct that sunshine throughout the daytime hours today. We are expecting warmer conditions through today, but the big topic here for this episode will be the weather trivia, which is coming back to the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown. It's going to be here at least once per week here, at least for as many times as I will be on the show. So today we're going to be diving into some general weather knowledge here on the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown. That's going to be the main topic, or it's not a specific topic for these trivia questions, but just going to be a bit more interactive here. I'm going to be looking at the Facebook chat as well as the YouTube chat to see you guys' answers and see what you guys come up with for these weather trivia questions that we have for today. We also have Arklatex Artistry starting at 11 a.m., so if you're waiting on that stream, it's going to be in around 30 minutes or less from now. But let's jump right into the trivia questions for today. So question number one, just got to get you guys brains ready here. It's going to be kind of an easy question that most of you all may know here. So what instrument is used to measure temperature? If you know the instrument that is used to measure temperature, this may be easy for you guys. So here's the multiple choice answers that it comes with. Is it a thermometer? Is it an anemometer? Is it a barometer, or is it a hygrometer? Now, these four choices, obviously, one of them is the answer. I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds to think about this answer, and then you can leave them down in the Facebook chat or in the YouTube chat, and we will see if you are correct in about, I would say, 20 seconds from now. I'm going to count from 20 seconds from now, and I will be back with your answer. All right, it's been around 20 seconds here. Gave you guys enough time to think about it. So the answer to this question, what instrument is used to measure temperature? The answer is a thermometer. Most of you guys probably should have gotten that, or if you didn't, it's all right. We have two more questions for you guys for today, and then we're going to dive into the local forecast for today. So just around maybe 5 to 7 minutes from now, we'll be diving into the local forecast. But moving on to the next question here. This is question number 2 of the weather trivia. Some of you guys may also get this here. What specific gas makes up majority of the Earth's atmosphere here? So here are the answer the potential answers to these to this question here. Is it oxygen? Is it nitrogen? Is it argon? Or is it helium? Now, you guys can also do process of elimination with this type of question here. I know one of you guys, if you know a little bit about science here, one of these potential answers, is not one of them here. They actually go into or use for another purpose. But there are 3 answers that could be the right answer here. So I'm going to give you guys another 15 to 20 seconds to think about this answer before I move on. All right, I've returned and the time is up. What gas makes up majority of the Earth's atmosphere? And the answer to this question is actually nitrogen. Nitrogen actually takes up around I believe it's between 75 and 77% of the Earth's atmosphere, and oxygen, believe it or not, takes up around 21%, and argon is actually less than 1% of the Earth's atmosphere, and helium was the one that I completely told you guys to knock out here, but without telling you guys to knock out. Helium is used obviously for balloons, and it's coming in a bit of a shortage here as per recent knowledge here. But 21% of the Earth's atmosphere is actually made up of oxygen, and that's what most people believe that we breathe here. But most of the Earth's atmosphere actually is made up of nitrogen, which is at more than 70%. But here's the last question of today's weather trivia round here. We are going to be talking about hurricanes. This is about the tropics here. Hurricanes can also be referred to as two other names depending on their location around the earth here. So think about hurricanes and two other names that hurricanes can go by depending on where they are around the world here. What are they? So here are your questions, or here are your potential answers here. Are they called superstorms? Are they called whirlwinds? Are they called cyclones? Or are they called typhoons? Now, in this multiple choice answer, there are two selections here that you can choose from. So there are two right answers. It's not just one right answer. There are two right answers to this exact question here. So I'm going to give you guys maybe up to 30 seconds to think about this one, and then we're going to dive into the right answer pretty soon afterwards. So make sure to think about your answer, lock it in, and I will be back in just around 30 seconds. Alrighty, so are you guys ready for the answer to this question? Hurricanes can also be referred to two other names depending on their location around the world here, around the planet Earth. What are they? Are they superstorms? Are they whirlwinds? Are they cyclones? Or are they typhoons? Now, these two answers are cyclones and typhoons. Whirlwinds is not a particular type or name for a hurricane, and superstorms are only referred to as hurricanes who are are pretty that bring a lot of damage here. That's the word I was thinking for, the phrase I was thinking of. Like, you may heard of storms like Superstorm Sandy that impacted the Northeast, and that's a storm that I actually lived through. It was mainly a superstorm because of the amount of flooding that it brought into portions of New Jersey and portions around the northeastern United States as well. And other hurricanes can be referred to as superstorms, but technically it's only cyclones and it's only typhoons. Those two names are the most common, or those three names, hurricanes, cyclones, and typhoons, are the most common names referred to as tropical systems that occur here on Earth. Now, that's it for the trivia questions for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll also be going into the local forecast here, hopping off of the Facebook Live for today. But I may be back on the Facebook Live once again later on today for the KSLA food drive. I will be at Word of God Ministries. Actually, I'm gonna give the address here for where I will be at, and also you will also see Jolia, Krista Mergen, as well as Andrew Wellman on Facebook Live as well during the KSLA food drive for today. We're going to be live periodically throughout the afternoon shows and here on Facebook. So make sure to give whatever you can for that's non-perishable items like canned corn, canned beans, pasta, anything that you can think of, anything that you can give to the less fortunate. We will be giving to those people as well. So make sure to make your way out to any of the locations here that I mentioned, that I will mention: Landers, Dodge, in Bossier, Barksdale Whole Family Wholesale, Word of God Ministries, as well as Krista's Health. Me, Andrew, Jolia, and Krista Mergen will all be at those individual locations later on today. So I'll be going into the local forecast really fast here after this 2-minute break. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Welcome back, everyone. Let's dive into the local forecast for today. The main topics we're going to be talking about here around the Arklatex is going to be the warmer than average temperatures returning to the region, as well as the next chance for rain that we may have here around the Arklatex. So, moving this onto the screen here is a live look over Texarkana, just outside of the Texarkana area, looking towards the north and west, I believe, towards Bowie County, Texas, here through our KSLA Tower camera, sponsored by Window World. And we're seeing mostly blue skies out there across the Arklatex, maybe a couple of clouds rolling past, but not too much really going on out here on this Wednesday late morning. And we're expecting this to continue as we move through the afternoon hours for today as well. We are going to be dealing with warmer than average temperatures finally throughout today as temperatures rise back into the 70s, and we'll more than likely see the 80s in maybe one or two areas around the Arklatex today. More than likely the lower 80s for most of the Arklatex tomorrow. Here's a live look outside through our first alert Doppler radar. Just a batch of clouds rolling through the north and from the north and west down to the south and east. And temperatures right now across the Arklatex, mainly in the 60s across the region. We've already hit the 70s by Carthage, Mansfield, as well as Natchitoches. 66 by Shreveport, still in the 50s by Idabel and DeQueen as of right now. And 65 degrees by Texarkana, around 68 for Nacogdoches and Center. In terms of right now, with wind speed and direction, mainly winds coming out of the south here, and that's what we're going to be seeing throughout the daytime hours as well. 10 mile per hour wind near Texarkana, 7 for Shreveport, 12 by Mount Pleasant, and not too much of a wind there near Florine as winds are coming out of the north there, but pretty variable as of right now. But next 5 hours, we can expect those temperatures to continue to incline towards the mid and upper 70s by this afternoon. Maybe a couple areas will hit the lower 80s out there in East Texas, more than likely, as compared to everywhere else around the Arklatex. But more than all in all, it's going to be warmer than average throughout the daytime hours today. And that's what we're expecting through the rest of the work week here. Here's a look at highs for today around the region. 79 by Shreveport, 78 for Longview and Marshall, 77 by Mansfield Center, and as well as 78 for Nacogdoches, 74 for Idabel, and then around 73 for DeQueen. So more than likely in the mid and upper 70s. Some areas may stay stuck in the lower 70s for today. But all in all, as mentioned before, above average temperatures are expected and a below average rainfall here. But we could see maybe some slight rain chances by the time we hit our early morning hours of Thursday, and potentially that may bring some foggy conditions, which is why there is some slight rain chances there. But it's not a good chance that we will see any types of rain throughout the rest of this work week, let alone for tomorrow morning. We could see some cloud cover though. Maybe some foggy conditions in a couple areas, but cloud cover looks to remain overhead heading to the afternoon hours and into some parts of the evening. Temperatures hit 80 degrees for the first time in quite a while here around the Arklatex. 82 by Shreveport, 80 for around 81 for Natchitoches, 80 for Manny as well as Coshada, mainly in the upper 70s for areas in the far north eastern portions of the Arklatex near DeQueen, Hope, Minden, Homer, Ruston, along east of Shreveport along I-20 there. 82 by Longview looks to be the high for tomorrow. Now, in terms of the next 5 days here, we should see still the lower 80s and upper 70s heading throughout the rest of the work week, even heading into our Saturday here. But we could see slightly cooler conditions out there, but still not going to be as cool as what we saw earlier this week, thankfully. It was definitely bitter cold out there around the Arklatex, the coldest air of the season so far. But our low temperatures will continue to increase, just like our highs will through the rest of the work week and into our weekend. 63 looks to be the warmest low temperature by early on Sunday morning. It's definitely going to be comfortable as you're walking out the door for whatever you have to do on your Sunday. Or if you don't walk out the door, it will be perfectly fine. Maybe temperatures just a little bit cooler as compared to what you will be dealing with in your house. But here's a look at the temperature outlook for the next 6 to 10 days. It shows above average temperatures are on the way, and they're pretty much here starting today and through the next 6 to 10 days. We will still be dealing with above average temperatures, and it looks to be the most likely for us here in Shreveport and around the Arklatex and for areas in the far southeastern portions of the country. That risk looks to go down a little bit as you move northward, but still above average temperatures are expected. And as you can see, we'll remain under these above average temperatures through the next 8 to 14 days as well. So this goes into the following work week here around the Arklatex. But the biggest change looks to be our precipitation outlook here. We're expecting above average rainfall through the next 6 to 10 days here. And that doesn't look to be the first couple of levels here. I think that's like the third level, the darker green, the third darkest green that you see on the screen there. So it's a pretty good chance that we could see some rainfall through the next 6 to 10 days. And that starts with our next weather maker here in the Arklatex. And that looks to be the same thing for the next 8 to 14 days as well. But that looks to be the reason. It starts off with our next weather maker here. It looks to bring the potentially some cooler air. It looks to be a weak cold front as compared to what we were advertising before. It looks like it had been a pretty strong cold front supposedly, but according to the forecast, as we get closer in time, it looks more to be a weak cold front moving through the Arklatex by the early to middle part of our next work week. So the timing is still uncertain, as well as the potential for severe weather appears to be uncertain as well. I know conditions will be warm and ripe enough for severe weather to possibly occur, but in terms of its potential, how bad it may get, is still unknown as of right now. So we'll have to continue to stay weather aware to the latest forecast and make sure to see if anything changes to the forecast as we get closer in time to when this system will hit us. Here's a look at a rainfall potential for the next 7 days. This is only encompassing when that next weather maker looks to hit us here in the Arklatex. And as you can see, for the northern portions of the Arklatex, may receive the bulk of the rainfall, up to around an inch of rainfall for them. And for those in McCurtain County and areas north of I-30 there, around a half an inch for areas in southwestern Arkansas, and not so much rain for areas around I-20 and southward. Maybe a few pockets may see a half an inch of rainfall, but it looks to be enough conditions to try to combat the drought conditions that are going on here around the Arklatex. We'll get a new update tomorrow on the updated drought conditions there. But as you can see, moderate drought is being dealt with in portions of northeast Texas as well as southeastern Texas near Nacogdoches, and I believe that's Panola County, and also by Natchitoches in northwest Louisiana as well. Most of the Arklatex is dealing with slight drought, though, as of right now. And this drought could spread through the rest of the Arklatex due to the lack of rainfall we have seen through this past week. Here's a look at our 7-day forecast. We are still expecting dry conditions through the rest of the work week, as you can see here, with highs rising into the lower 80s and upper 70s through Thursday and Friday and into Saturday as well. We could still see lower 80s and upper 70s heading into the following work week, but the only thing looks to change through the next 7 days is those rain chances here by a good margin. We should see a good deal of rainfall throughout the beginning to middle to late part, the early to middle part of our upcoming work week here, but not much rain heading into the rest of the work week this week and into this weekend here. So might want to keep those umbrellas in the back seat here, especially if you are in if you once we hit the weekend, by the time we hit our Sunday, you want to keep it with you, but not so much. You can keep it home for now, but you're definitely needed as we move into the start of the next work week. The timing of this storm actually seems to be backing up and backing up and backing up. We had the same rain chances for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but now they're moved back to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday here with a pretty good rain chance for our Tuesday, slight rain chances for Sunday and Monday. So that's all we have for the KSLA First Alert weather breakdown for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And if you choose to donate any types of food to our KSLA food drive for today, once again, you can make your way out to Landers Dodge and Bossier, Barksdale Family Wholesale in Barksdale. I believe it's near Barksdale Boulevard. Word of God Ministries, I believe that's in Shreveport and Swan Lake Drive, and as well as Christus Health on East Burt Coons. Wait. Yes, East Burt Coons. No. The Word of God Ministries, their location actually has changed to West Burt Coons in Industrial Loop. That's where I will be at there, and I believe that's in Shreveport. All the other locations are the same. Make your way out to those places and donate if you can. If you can, please donate. We encourage you to donate. There are people out here that are suffering because they don't have access to any types of food here. So here, all of us here at KSLA, we're just giving back to the community. So please do so, and I will see you guys out there. I will also be on at KSLA News 12 at noon, so make sure to tune in for the latest weather updates that we may have here in the Arklatex at noon. Chief Meteorologist Matt Jones will be on the green screen through the 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday.